Hola Maite, buenos días.
Hola.
Hola Moisés, ¿cómo te va?
Bien.
Muy bien. Good morning, Galo.
Good morning, Mr. Little.
Hola Junior, ¿qué pasa?
Nada.
Well, the reason why I'm in Spanish pre-AP for native speakers is to take advantage of my Spanish abilities and to get college credit for the future.
Well, we get to get credits for college,
If what? What do you got to do to get credits for college in this class?
take an AP test.
Estoy en esta clase para que agarre créditos para la universidad.
Tell them in English.
I'm here to get credits for high school and college.
I want to get college credit in order to save money because I'm planning on graduating as a lawyer.
Awesome.
That's what I plan to.
Very cool.
Well, I already know I speak Spanish, but I'm trying to get better at it, perfect it a little bit.
We work for to prepare for the AP test in May.
We always try to do time management. It's very, very important because that's what the test is mostly based on. We do readings that are also time-based.
When we go to the lab and report, that's when we get to see how we're actually using our language.
My favorite activity will have to be when we do the vocabulary, because sometimes I get mixed up with vocabulary.
So the activities we do, we read some passages and answer some questions about it. We watch videos and explore the culture of some other Hispanic cultures.
Está en puro español.
A veces sí, a veces traducimos cosas en inglés y hablamos inglés.
We usually do sometimes group work, and then we go to the lab sometimes and do the audio. A mí me gusta cuando hacemos los papeles en grupos porque así comprendemos.
Muy bien.
Hoping to help out other people that don't know really Spanish with the meanings, to help them out to get actual credits if they haven't passed school.
I'm probably hoping to study for business, trying to be an entrepreneur.
Nice. Have a little bilingual business going on?
Yeah.
What kind of business do you want to run?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet. I'm still thinking about it. Pero estoy pensando en qué va a hacer.
I just want to be like a soccer player, like a professional soccer player, but like speak like 2 languages.
Okay. All right. What happens if the soccer career doesn't pan out? What are you gonna?
Then I want to be like a coach.
I was planning to study for law,
Be a lawyer?
something like that.
And at the end of the day, are you going to continue taking AP classes now that you're seeing what an AP class is like in the 8th grade?
Yes, I'm planning on taking it all 4 years in high school because I really enjoy this class.
Awesome. Muchas gracias por juntarnos hoy. That sounds good. Pues muchas gracias por juntarnos hoy. Adiós. Fantastic. Thanks, buddy. Muchas gracias.
De nada.
Thank you very much. Muchas gracias y que tengas buen día.
As a STEM campus, our vision at North Richland Middle is to provide a rigorous learning opportunity for students to think, act, and design solutions like current and future scientists and engineers.
Hi, I'm Karen Sanchez, and I teach 7th grade science, and I'm here to talk to you about STEM and what it has meant to start implementing this into the science department. It is basically a whole new way of thinking. Failure is not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Students learn from this. It creates a whole new path of critical thinking. We are no longer doing cookie cutter labs. They have to have input into it, and it raises their level of thinking about what is the evidence showing, what is the reasoning behind things, and they're able to tie this to a real world situation.
Survive, so we decided to do the same thing again to see if it would survive again.
But we had moved the egg and somewhat
adjusted these to where they're stronger, like putting the straws in each other and they don't come out very easily.
And this was curved,
And
so apparently.
why it makes it a good parachute, so when it starts off right here, goes down, tips over, and then this slows it down, mites and gets to the bottom.
Last time the egg was up here, and when it came down, it just went like.
But it
somehow survived. It somehow made it.
Why we last time I'm pretty sure why it survived was because the part we had the egg on wasn't that sturdy, but then the bottom was more sturdy so it could catch more wind, and that's why it slowed down
The
more.
side-to-side thing is actually a good use, because what it does is it goes down slower, because it goes back up and it slows down. But if it just goes straight down, it's just going to hit fast, so that's why it slid. I didn't even know it was going to slide, probably because of the paper on the bottom.
When a force is active, like it doesn't stop unless another force is acted upon it.
Which is what the paper was doing, was the second force.
Was changing the direction of when it moves.
So STEM provides an opportunity for the students in my class to have real world experiences. It increases the engagement, and it also increases the retention.
Yeah, and we normally implement it through a project-based learning opportunity that we've had. We've used the finance PBL, we've used the volume surface area PBL, and it really engages students and has buy-in from them because they're the ones creating what they need to know and what they already know. So that way, there's not any wasted time.
And an example of one of our PBLs is we had a finance PBL where we had Mr. Ficker from 5-Star Board come to our students and talk to them. He talked to them about things like credit scores and what affects credit scores so they know how to be financially responsible when they're an adult. And we also talked to them about taxes and loans and investments, again, in order to help mold them into being a financially responsible adult when they're older.
PBL, and it's going to help them how to understand to interpret data, how to make better informed decisions. For example, they're going to be trying to figure out what is the best educational way to determine a correct answer on the STAR if they're just using estimation and guesstimation.
We have found that STEM really connects with the literacy piece that is driving the district and our campus right now. We do science journals where the students have to write what they observe and what they're thinking. We have tied this into everything we do. We are supporting our kids that need the extra supports where we're hashtagging. But we have found that making them write what they think has improved test scores. In fact, this last test that we took, we did our writing over what the test was, and the scores were phenomenal. I had 89% of my on-level kids pass. And so this is all tied to the STEM, where they are having to think for themselves and put their thoughts onto paper.
And the very first PBL that we did, finance PBL that we did, we noticed on the CBA scores from the last year that we had 11 TEKS increased just based off of the finance PBL.
In the end, STEM is just a different way to teach your kids. It's just an approach that allows your kids to be a little bit more innovative and have a little bit more involvement in their education, and it prepares them for this 21st century world that we're living in that is requiring innovators and thinkers and people who are creative.
Peace out.
paper clips do you have?
A whopping 1.
How many do you have?
2.
2. All right.
Watch him fit.
Hey, no more changes.
Ready, set, Alex, go.
Oh,
Nice.
it touched.
Okay, so they
Yeah.
got 1.
Ready, Ryan.
Ryan, are you ready?
Watch
You're
out.
about to see history.
Launch.
Oh, yeah! 1 paper clip, 1 victory.
We come with 0.
So here's how the competition is going to be. In 2 weeks, we have our competition. You're going to go to the Halton High School. Raise your hand if you know where Halton High School is. Halton High School? Oh, and you are going to have to take the math and the science test. You're going to be split into rooms. It's going to be given to you just like a regular test is. Okay. So on the test, just take it like you normally would any other test. Anything that they give you, like the formula chart or anything like that, you're gonna end up using it. If you take your test and you don't use the formula chart, and you don't use the research material they give you, you've missed, you're guaranteed to miss at least a handful of questions. So whatever material they give you, make sure you're looking at it. It might be something that you know already, but looking at that reference material is really gonna help you out. They're gonna give you your materials, they're gonna tell you what the challenge is, they're gonna get you guys started on it. You are not going to be paired up with the people in this room. You might be, but you might not be. So all your names are gonna be taken into account. They're gonna do an attendance to figure out who's here, who's not. Then they're gonna put together teams. There's gonna be a 6th, 7th, and an 8th grader in your team. That's gonna be the middle school team. You're gonna have a certain limited amount of time to create your project. If it's not explicitly said that you can't do it, you can do it. So if I don't tell you don't do this, that means you can do it. So lose. Yeah. And if you have any questions, raise your hand during the competition to make sure that it isn't outside the bounds of what you're allowed to do.
As a STEM campus, North Richland Middle School has a unique opportunity for our gifted and talented students to extend their learning and explore their own interests. Every Monday morning, GT students come in early to participate in GT Makerspace challenges. Here they have an opportunity to learn how to use all of our different Makerspace tools. This is organized through one of our Google Classrooms. The students' first project options are Makerspace Intro Challenges. We encourage any students new to our GT Makerspace to start here. Challenges teach students about stop motion, green screen, coding, 3D printing, and more. Each challenge has specific criteria and resources, but it is up to the students to make the most of their time and learning.
There are many difficulties throughout this whole process of programming my computer. One major difficulty was using my iPad. Not all of my program was on there, but we found it and all was well. Another thing was getting everything right. The timing, speed, and accuracy, making it go straight. It was very difficult, but I didn't know, and that's all that matters.
Woo! Yay! Good job!
How do you put it into another thing?
That's flat. Now lift it up and fly it.
Why are you so eager to do that?
Terry?
Yes.
How do you change it from zip to STL?
I know how to do that. You gotta extract it. Okay.
Yeah, I got it in the files.
So you already extracted it?
So last year I made a spiral maze, and that was really fun because I got to work on it with a lot of my friends who are also doing them. And this year I've mainly focused on 3D printing, but it's pretty much the same thing. It's fun.
Other options for our GT students are passion projects and makers with a purpose. These projects allow students to create their own PBLs, exploring and solving issues and questions of their own design. Finally, interested GT students have the option to take online classes in Latin and coding, continuing GT learning from elementary school.
It's an energy source, and it generates energy with a little DC motor, and it'll spin the motor, which just generates energy. It kind of works like windmills, but not quite. So that's fun.
What I like about GT is that you can be your own person, like you can do whatever you want. There's not really rules that you have to follow, and you get to do cool things like 3D printing, and like it's not like class where you get something and you have to do it. It's you pick something and make it your own way.
The Science Fair gave us a great opportunity to extend our minds and to think outside of the box.
And what did we look for?
We look for improvement.
I did my project on lactose intolerance and what makes people sick in lactose intolerance. And I'm lactose intolerant, so that helped me discover more about what makes me have an allergic reaction.
Very cool. Thank you.